And here's what we're going to be doing. So we're given a problem. We're going to need to make a table and a little chart and answer some questions. So here's our problem. 54% of men consider themselves basketball fans. You randomly select 10, so n equals 10, and ask each if they're a basketball fan. Find the probability that the number who consider themselves basketball fans is, and then we have 3 questions, or 4 technically. Probability of exactly 8. That's like a binomial PDF. At least 8 on your calculator. That'd be like a CDF. And less than 8. Okay, so we know how to do this on our calculator, but let's figure out how to do it on Excel. So you'll see right here we're going to be using a function called binomdist. Okay, so in a previous video, I showed you how to access Excel and some basics. So I typed in some information before I started the video. N is 10, P is 0.54, and here's our 3 questions: exactly 8, at least 8, and less than 8. And we need to make, let's make this table first. All the x's, and the probability of x's. So 0 fans, what's the probability of that? X equals 1 fan, there's a probability. X equals 2 fans, there's a probability. Okay, so let's just try and be organized. We're going to have x, we're going to have p of x. I put a little bottom border, and then I put a little, whoa, went a little far, a little side border. Okay, and then x starts with 0, enter, 1, enter, and it needs to go up to n is 10. So I'm going to highlight those 2. Now that the pattern has been established, I'll drag it down. I went a little bit too far, so I'm going to highlight the 11 and the 12 and just clear them. Clear all, okay. And now I need the probability of 0. So if I want Excel to figure out the binomial probability for me, if ever I want Excel to do something, give it an equal sign. The function was binom distribution or something like that. As you type it, it's helping you. Binom, there, binomdist. Double click, and then it wants the number, the trials was 10, probability is 0.54, and cumulative. And we don't want it to add everything up for us, so we're just going to put the word false. Just go with that. So this first case is 0 basketball fan. So I'm going to put a 0, comma, the trials is 10, comma, the probability is 0.54, comma, and then I'm just going to type the word false, end parenthesis, and hit enter. And there's our probability that if there's 10 folks with a probability of 0.54, that there'll be exactly 0 fans is that probability. Okay, so we can just do that to the next one. You can see up here in the formula bar what I typed in. So I'm going to type pretty much the same thing, except instead of 0 fans, I'm going to say 1. And then on the next line, I'll put a 2, and then a 3. So tell me if this makes sense. Instead of a 0, why don't I just point at the location where the 0 is? So if I go here, I double-clicked it so that I can see what's actually written there. If I get rid of the 0, let me backspace, and instead of typing 0, let me double-click where 0 is located. Okay, and now I hit enter, and I get the same probability. But now I can just drag the idea down. So turn it into a little plus sign, drag it down, boom. So you see how this location references A5. This next one references A6, which is the 2. This one references the 3. This one references the 4, which is location A8. Okay, so figuring out all the probabilities was super easy. So the first question says, what's the probability that there was exactly 8 fans? Exactly 8 is just that number right there. So I could just type 0.0688459. There's so many decimals. Let me highlight these and let me increase, or no, decrease decimal. That was increase. Decrease. That seems good. 5 places for now. Okay. You could do 4, 6. 5 seems pretty. Exactly 8. So I could just type this number in right here, that 06885. Or what if I get fancy? What if I just want this cell to point at that? So I could say equals, and then just click on this. Boom. Hit enter. And there's that 06885. Okay. So first question done. Next question, at least 8. At least is a weird expression. Think of it like this. In order to get into the bar, you must be at least 21. So that means 21, 22, 23, 24. So 21 and up. So at least 8 means 8 and up. So that's all of these cases. So all I need to do is add those 3 probabilities. So here's how you do it really quickly in Excel. Equal, and then I just want to add those up. I want to sum them up. So sum, double click sum, and then just highlight the things you want it to add up. At least 8. So that's 8 or more. So I just highlight those 3 probabilities and hit enter. Boom, done. Okay, less than 8. Isn't less than 8 7 through 0? It does not include 8, less than 8. Okay, so equal sum, double click, and highlight what you want it to add up. 7 to 0. Enter. Boom. Let's see if we got them correct. 06, 08, 911. Oh, I changed it to percentage. You don't have to change it to percentage. Just leave it as a decimal. Cool. So we got it all right. And we're almost done. We just need to make a graph, a chart like this. Okay. Hey, folks. Okay, you'll notice I've switched to Google Spreadsheets. We have all that same data from before using Excel. Everything works the same, basically. And now we need to make a chart. So I'm just going to highlight all that data. And then I'm going to, up top, click on Insert, and then click on a chart. Boom. And it sort of does one for me by default. I did not want a line chart. Oh, notice how it kind of looks like a bell shape. Not quite, but it's starting to. I'm going to choose this one, the column chart. Give that a click. Aha! And now we have a wonderful visual representation of these probabilities. You'll notice it's slightly different than the PDF that I uploaded because I used Excel to make the chart. And Excel is a little bit preferable to Google Spreadsheets because I could do some fancy things like make the bars, the blue bars touching. You'll see that here in Google Spreadsheets, the blue bars are not touching. Annoying, but no big deal. So I'm done with this problem. Maybe save this as a PDF or upload it. Somehow save this and upload it for your homework. Ideally, you know how to do that. Probably save as a PDF, print as a PDF. Okay, hope that all made sense.